And as long as
The
Parker
question
doesn't
right
run out,
now,
Parker will win this race.
he's got it if he has enough fuel, and that's a big if.
Oh, he's out! He's out! He's out! It's gonna be close! Parker's gonna win anyway! Pacey White is sliding across the line. Hunter Peach gonna look to the inside of Austin J. McGill. McGill goes down low. There might have been contact.
I'm so gone. No, I'm never turning back. I won't stop. I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so what? You're gonna be early back. Cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad. I stay strong. You will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack.
Gonna lead us to the green here. And it's waving. Green flag is out. 300 laps here. Oh, and Jonathan Parker's gonna lose it. He's gonna hit the wall.
When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't stop. Just look it up.
You're watching the Di9 Designs NAOR series, a JCTV exclusive broadcast.
Here we are, 2024. It's a new year. It's a new season. This is the dual races for the Di9 Designs NAOR series, iRacing Season 4. I am excited for this. It's been a while. It's our first stream of 2024, and it's been a couple weeks since our last one. But I'm Josh Copperlow. I'm joined in the booth by Brett Bennett. Brett, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Happy to be in the new year, 2024. Getting started tonight with the NAOR series, and tomorrow night at the Amsoil Truck Series, kicking off their 5th season at Daytona. So lots of action here on JCTV to start the new year. And tonight, another one of my favorite tracks, Michigan. Then I know one of your favorite tracks as well.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely one of my favorite tracks. I love being here. And love going to it in the sim, too. Of course, I always wish I was out there. But being up in the booth is always fun. So we got a new theme. New ticker theme, everything. And it's going to be showing tonight. Big shout out to Cameron Caldwell for working on this. He's been making himself go crazy setting this up. And so here we are tonight, getting to debut it. And I think we're all excited for it. Finally happened. So we are just seconds away from qualifying. And qualifying is going to work a little bit differently this season. So think of it like how, you're watching a NASCAR race, how they do qualifying. That's what we're going to see tonight. One car out on track at a time. And this track, we're going to see 1 lap per driver for qualifying. So I'm not sure who's going to be the first one to go out. We will wait and
looking
see.
at the order, I think Hunter Senior, if he, I don't think he's loaded in the session yet though. So, never mind. He has. Nope, he's not showing as loaded in right now. So I believe it will be Jonathan Canfield if that's the case.
That is true. Jonathan Canfield, of course. JCTV colleague. He's decided that he wants to race tonight with these guys, so he's in here. Gonna be the number 1.
And the number 1 Amsoil Ford. Amsoil, new sponsor of what formerly was the ITPN Truck Series. I know what I would say probably has been the main league here on JCTV. That came off from what I was mentioned earlier. But yeah, Canfield, we've seen him mainly in the Slide Job Racing League. He's not gotten a lot of great results, but hoping to start a season right here at Michigan. Although I do believe Hunter Senior, who is first, actually Canfield will roll off pit road now. So I guess they'll go. Hunter Senior probably go whenever he gets in session.
So Jonathan Canfield is lined up at the end of the pit road, just waiting the word from Josh for the go-ahead. And as you see, I mean, qualifying is an hour long. We're not going to be here for an hour qualifying. Basically, once qualifying gets going by one driver, which it looks like will be Canfield, then everybody will just kind of roll. Once that's done, the session will advance. We'll get straight into the duel. So, of course, tonight, qualifying for next week, the starting positions for next week. These races going to be 22 laps each, and going to have the same rule set as the NASCAR qualifying duels at Daytona. Points are on the line as well for tonight, and top 2 qualifiers, first and second, their position is locked in no matter what. So if you win the pole or you start second, you're going to start first or second next week. Everywhere else is based on finishing position from either Dual Race 1 or Dual Race 2. So pretty much everything, it's the same as NASCAR, but we're at Michigan, not Daytona. And that's probably the biggest difference here for this race. So drivers lining up, and Jonathan Canfield's been given the green light, so he is going to start qualifying.
And I'm honestly a little surprised. I'm not sure if they've made a rule whether they'll clear black flags. I know in other leagues I've done with qualifying like that's done in a single car format like this, a lot of them will have an admin who will clear black flags, allowing you to pull straight up to the wall out of pit road instead of having to stay on the apron. A little lower in 3 and 4 than I think you want coming to the green flag. You really want to try to build speed all the way to the line here. Especially a track like Michigan, where in the next-gen car, haven't raced it in a while here, but when I have, the quality run is almost wide open. You're going to be lifting a decent bit during the race because the tires wear pretty quickly, but
So Canfield coming through 3 and 4 for his qualifying lap. See, he is in 5th gear. Rolling the speed. It's a decent exit off 4. Across the line. And 38.8.
it might be 2 laps. I thought it was single lap. Oh, no, but that's single lap. I don't know if Canfield might have maybe thought it was 2 laps because he ran really high on that for that to be his quick lap. Rolling off pit road right now is the 99 of Dylan Chappell. The Pizza and Wings podcast Ford.
I'm pretty sure I should know this. I really should. So, Dylan is somebody that, first of all, I was surprised to see in the session tonight, but he is somebody that I used to race with back on NASCAR 15 with these other guys. He has great chemistry with these guys. He's actually been on iRacing forever. Dylan helped set myself up on iRacing back in 2016 when I was really confused, had a lot of questions. So I was really surprised to see him in here. Now, I'm pretty sure his last name is pronounced Chappelle. I could be wrong. I should know this. I really should.
It probably is. I am not going to claim to be an expert in a 38.333 for his lap. He was pretty much flat out all the way around, barely dropped below 180 miles an hour in the corners.
So he is faster than Jonathan Canfield's right now, pole position 2. Dylan Chappelle. Met Dylan at Coke 600 last year. He was there. Really cool guy. And I've been wondering when he was going to start racing the Di9 Designs NAOR series. So good to see him. And hopefully he'll have some success this season. So nobody is rolling down pit road. So we've had Jonathan Canfield, Dylan Chappelle, and now I am seeing...
Well, that was interesting.
Braden Holt.
Well, Holt might have some damage to the front of his car. He just hit Cheney exiting the pits, and actually he does have damage to the right front.
All right.
If I were them, I'd have him reset because he kind of got screwed by the way Cheney was parked. But the Happy Yak Racing Chevy manufacturer is going to play a big role in this season. They had to focus on manufacturers, told drivers to not switch manufacturers mid-season.
Yeah, there's going to be a manufacturer's championship as well. Personally, I hope it goes to Chevrolet, but Braden Holt through 1 and 2. He is entering the 3rd lane through 3 and 4. Coming off 4, he's gonna drop down below the apron. It is going to be a 38.839. It's gonna put him in 3rd.
Yeah, he had damage to the right front from Holt getting in the Cheney. I'm not sure what was going on there. I see Josh Arnold typing in all teams. I don't have voice chat enabled, so I can't tell if there was something going on in the background. Meanwhile, Andrew Chapman just took the green flag to start his time lap in the Budweiser Select Ford, number 18.
He had something else different this season. Last season, it was personal sponsors only. They have opened it back up to where you can run any sponsors that you would like. Some drivers still have personal sponsors. You see here, Andrew Chapman running that Budweiser Select. Now, I'm not a beer guy, but I think that scheme looks pretty good.
The scheme looks good. I'm not a beer guy either. I drink cider. Glacial Till cider from Nebraska. Best thing there is.
38.
John Osborne.
257 from Chapman.
He goes top. And now starting his lap, John Osborne in the Woody Chevrolet.
Kyle Tubb exiting pit road. He's got to slow down a lot. I think they might have Tubb reset.
Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. I think he just got a little bit too close there. They didn't want him catching a draft off Osborne because that would be advantageous.
P2 38.298 for John Osborne.
Yeah, now the C4 Energy Chevrolet of Kyle Taub. My only real experience racing with Kyle was in the couple of starts he made in BSR. Had some solid runs. Seemed like he kind of struggled though. Had a couple of incidents. Let's see how he does here. And something I've really noticed is the fast times really coming from running that bottom and just keeping it pretty much wide open. They might be slightly feathering the throttle, but if they are, they're not feathering it a lot. And a lot of where your time comes here is just nailing that turn in and turning in at the right point to get that car to the bottom of the track as Taub takes the green flag for his timed lap.
Also, your shifting timing. Getting up to 5th gear. Remembering that these cars have 5 gears. Of course, this is the first time that these drivers are using the Gen 7 here in this league. I don't know, how much these guys race these cars. But, just it's different than other oval cars or NASCAR vehicles. 38.277 for Kyle Tubb. That's going to put him P2. Michael Morgan is exiting pit road on the apron right now.
Yeah, the JuicySpyder Designs, number 60 Ford.
And of course, tonight is sponsored by JuicySpyder's Studios. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. This is JuicySpyder Studios Duels here at Michigan. And this is setting the qualifying lineup for the JuicySpyder Studios season opener next week. Michael Morgan being the Spider part in the JuicySpyder.
Yeah. I don't think this is going to be a great lap time. He definitely lifted a lot more than we've seen our fastest drivers. I think it's probably a little more similar to what Canfield was running in turn 1 there.
Up the racetrack, about lane 4. Come across the line. It's going to be a 38.680. Good enough for P5. Got Cheney using as much of the track as he possibly can. And going to come across the line. Start.
Yeah, the McDonald's Toyota Camry.
He is going to try to get it down. Oh, he's going to slide.
Oh,
he's going to slide.
Good save. Good save, but that's going to kill his lap time.
Just limp it across. That was
39. 358. That definitely ended any chance of him being towards the front, but a good save, keep it out of the fence.
Giovanni Klein next up.
Yeah, the 84 CMR Designs Ford. A lot of Ford Mustangs out on track, in my opinion, the best car on iRacing, the manufacturers. Although none of them are as good as Honda. And Honda needs to enter NASCAR.
We all know your opinion is wrong, but that's okay. Everybody has a right to an opinion. As Giovanni Klein does come through 3 and 4 for his qualifying lap. Across the line, 38.420. E5 for Giovanni Klein.
And now coming to the line, the number 9 Pizza and Wings Podcast Chevrolet for Chase McGuire.
Chase going to be in the third
Kind of
lane.
reminiscent. Yeah, Chase kind of running a scheme reminiscent of some of Chase Elliott's schemes, kind of reminiscent of the Hooters scheme that Chase Elliott's run the last few years with the orange and red, black, or at least that's what I'm getting looking at it. Yeah, it kind of looks like he's slipping a little bit. Got a little loose, little skewed there in 3 and 4. That's going to probably hurt his lap time. Had to kind of feather it to keep out of the fence.
38.463.
Still a decent time.
I'm sorry, 38.413 for McGuire.
And that'll put him fifth fastest. Now just starting his lap, the number 14 Happy Yak Racing Challenge Ford of Nathan Lehman. Another driver I've raced with in the AMSOIL Truck Series. I actually really enjoyed racing with Nathan. He had the feather there. That's gonna hurt his time on his. That's gonna hurt his time a lot. He was way tight. Had to get way out of the throttle. Yeah, 38.694. That's good enough for 8 fastest for the 14.
Noah Blackwell is next up.
Yeah, the DJB Designs Chevrolet for Noah Blackwell.
He does a lot of schemes for a lot of the drivers in this league.
Yeah, and as you can see on the scheme, his prices are starting at $20. So if you're interested in a scheme, hit up Noah Blackwell. Or sorry, that was NJB Designs, which I'm sure the N is for Noah. I'm just stupid. As he as he starts his fast lap.
And those are his initials.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. The louver on the hood made it look like a D instead of an N.
It's going to come across the line.
As long as it's not a P4 38324. As long as it's not a Hendrick Motorsports louver, he'll be fine.
Hunter Peach.
Coming to the line start. Yeah, the number 45 Fast Lane JCT podcast Toyota. Fast Lane, worth a listen. I know Adam Kuhn does a great job on that. If you enjoy what we're showing here on JCTV, I'd recommend listening to that. Kind of more in-depth discussion of it. It's fun appearing on it from time to time, but yeah, Peach, a driver who really is usually impressive on long runs. Although I looked like he gave up probably a little bit too much time there in 3 and 4 to really challenge for the pole here. And he will go 7. Yeah, 7 fastest.
Mike Campbell going to be next up.
Yeah, the Team Nagoo Ford Mustang in the 71. Don't think it's the same as the scheme that we saw Corey LaJoie run with this sponsor in NASCAR, but I'm pretty sure Team Nagoo's a charity based on the description on the hood. So It's always nice to see charities on cars.
It's Mike Campbell coming through 3 and 4. You know, it's been interesting to me, Brett, to see the different lines that these guys are all taking. Of course, Michigan is such a wide track. Mike goes 38.967 P13. But Michigan's such a wide track that, I mean, you can really be anywhere around the track. And, you know, it's not a preferred lane one way or the other. As you see here, Cole Snyder actually going to put the left sides down on the apron a little bit. Don't know if that was
kind of
planned,
the Harvick line, I would call it. But yeah, the Di9 Designs Chevrolet for the 24 Cole Snyder. He's returning to this series. I believe he was suspended for the last few races of last year after an incident with Alonso Chicano where he intentionally wrecked Alonso Chicano. I think that was the one race I was in the booth here in the Di9s and NAOR series. Snyder, though, is a fast driver, sometimes so overly aggressive, I would say. He does there finish his lap 38.685 P10. As Zachary Meredith in the 17 Pepsi Cola soda shop takes the green flag. I was just going to say, actually, I was going to ask you, Josh, Coca-Cola or Pepsi with this car out on track? Okay.
I'll
ask you.
I'm sorry. So I'm going to go Pepsi all the way. I actually have a Pepsi right next to me, and I'll be powered by Pepsi tonight, as will, I'm sure, Zachary Meredith, as he goes 38.218. Good enough for the pole right now.
Yeah, I think it was definitely the Pepsi. Also, the correct answer is Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is disgusting. Josh Arnold coming across the line.
League owner Josh Arnold. And the number 22. I'm probably going to get screwed by the hood louver again, but I believe that says, oh, it's Mr. Gaming Streams. That makes way more sense than whatever I was thinking it was. So, the block letters were throwing me for a loop. My dyslexia was kicking in.
Josh Arnold goes P7, 38.373. Next up is Nick Kapiak. And first of all, big shout out to Nick Kapiak's dad. You see there on the hood of...
Actually, Pacey Wygant is up. I'm not sure what's going on right now.
He exited after Josh. So Nick Kapiak did across the line 38.457 P9, and I'm gonna quickly get this in before heading to Pacey. But see the ribbon on Nick Kapiak's hood there. His dad was diagnosed with colon cancer, so big shout out, send a prayers your way.
Yeah.
Mr. Hapiak. 38.442.
Yeah, first for that.
Pacey Wygant.
Yeah, Pacey Wygant goes night fastest with a 38.442 in the PBR Racing Ford. Meanwhile, now out on track in the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet Jimmy Johnson throwback, as we've seen so many times. The defending NAOR Series champion, Jonathan Parker. And I know we said it before, but anytime Jonathan Parker's in anything here on JCTV, he's going to be a threat to win, and I don't think we're going to be any different here tonight.
Yeah, he won 2 championships. Very close to each other, being the Di9 Designs NAOR Series championship and back-to-back championships for the Slide Job Racing League. Only one win in Slide Job last season, but 38.285. That's going to put him P4. And I think that ends qualifying.
Yeah, and I believe, assuming they're using the Daytona format, that means our front row next week will be Zachary Meredith and Andrew Chapman. I thought I might have seen something, and maybe I'm just... before I say anything, I might be completely making this up because I might have heard something in another league or had somebody hear something suggested in another league that if they wreck in the duels, they might have to get an EOL for a backup car. In theory, I don't know if that's the case. I might be completely off base on that. So, and I think the issue some people are having right now is there's actually two qualifying groups. It's split the practice into two groups, and the second group has yet to go out on track yet, mainly because they're waiting. And I don't think they can hear the people in group one, which includes the admins trying to give the instructions. So, I think that's what's causing our confusion right now. Justin Quimby, Donnie Kite, Jimmy Minch, and Hunter Sr. still yet to make runs.
That is interesting. I would have thought that you could hear.
And actually, Justin Quimby is on track right now because he's in another group. He doesn't show up unless I click on him. The number 36, Millsap Graphics Chevrolet. He's coming the line to complete his lap. And he goes 13th fastest with a 38.498.
Okay, now that is weird.
Yeah, no, it's I have a feeling you're seeing the exact same thing I am with ATVO being weird. If you're clicked, it only can show one group at a time. So if you were clicked on anybody in group 1, it wasn't showing group 2, and then vice versa. Just iRacing being iRacing, I think, is the best description. As Jimmy Minch in the Until I Wake number 94 Ford Mustang exits pit road to start his laps.
There's some learning curves for all of us. You know, this is just qualifying races for next week. New format, new things going on. I think this kind of took us all by surprise here, but Jimmy Mensch crossed the line. Start his time, that is, so. Just a little loose. Entered high. Cut low down to that second line before exiting high. Taking the middle line approach here in 3. Dipping down to the second lane, and Jimmy Mensch, it's going to be 38.641 P15.
And next up is supposed to be, I believe, the number 2 Fast Lane, a JCTV podcast forward of Donnie Kite. He's still sitting on pit road, though. Here it goes.
You mentioned it when we were talking about Hunter Peach, fast lane, and check out the podcast. And I appreciate you having that shout out. I wanted to add, Adam Kuhn and myself have a lot of ideas. Adam's been working really hard at getting some really cool videos put together, and we have some ideas for continuing on with recording the podcasts. Some new things that we want to try. It's gonna be fun. 2024 is gonna be a fun year for Fastlane, and we definitely appreciate Donnie and Hunter.
Got a little loose there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. We definitely appreciate Donnie and Hunter running our logo. 38.378 P9. Hunter Senior. This is going to be a little weird, though. Looking at the 20 and not trying to say Hunter Peach. I had no idea that Hunter switched from the 20 to the 45 until after I was in the session.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but Hunter Senior is Hunter Peach Senior, right? Or am I completely off base on this?
I have never heard that.
Maybe it actually is his name. I just always figured that he was Hunter Peach Senior. And him running the 20 instead of Hunter Peach would make sense if that was the case. The Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet Camaro.
Well, Peach is a Christopher Bell fan. So he was running the 20 because of Bell. I think. I know he's a Bell fan. Hunter Senior coming across the line 39.972. E24. So I think that's going to do it for qualifying. I'm pretty sure this time everybody in the session has laid down a lap. So it looks like Zachary Meredith is going to be your pole winner. He's going to take home some money. And Andrew Chapman, he's going to be outside pole sitter starting in P2. So now we go to the duels. And duel 1, 22 lap. Well, they're both 22 laps. Zachary Meredith, of course, on the pole for that. Let's go ahead and take a look. At our starting lineup.
Once again, thanks to Cam Caldwell. I assume we have the new graphic here, because I obviously can't see what you're putting up, because I got my own
somewhere.
feed, but
Cam has done an incredible job, and I get to, that's okay. Now we take a look at the starting lineup. Starting on the pole is Zachary Meredith, Andrew Chapman, starting in P2. P3, Kyle Tubb, and Jonathan. Okay.
I thought we were going like 6 and 6 here, so
well. No, hold on. You're fine. There is an issue here with, and it's not a Cam issue. This is an iRacing thing because it's showing.
It's showing the qualifying results, isn't it?
Qualifying results, not the starting lineup for the duels. So
ignore the entire outside row for this one.
So
our starting lineup.
Zachary
I can go ahead and give
Meredith, Kyle Tubb. We're not gonna do this. Go ahead, tell us the starting lineup. I gotta do graphic stuff here.
John Osborne will start third. Dylan Chappell, row 3. Donnie Kite and Pacey Wygant, last year's runner-up. P4, the 4th row, 7th place, Hunter Peach. 8th, Giovanni Clyde. Michael Morgan and Nathan Lehman on row 5. And then rounding out the field, Braden Holt and Kenneth Cheney on the final row, as they are currently rolling the turn 3, 22 laps here at Michigan International Speedway.
All right. So, thank you for the starting lineup, Brett. Zachary Meredith. He is on the pole, of course. Pace car coming in. 12 drivers, 22 laps to set the inside row. Green flag in the air. We are underway here in 2024.
And another note, there will be points for the top 10 finishers in this race. So there is that.
Drivers fanning out.
Oh, aggressive slide job into the fence was John Osborne. Split up in front of Kyle Taub. It's going to let Zachary Meredith pull away a little bit out in front of the field. As Kyle Taub gets back around John Osborne for the second spot, and here comes Donnie Kite.
Donnie Kite, we saw him, really a driver that comes to the front towards the end of races. Of course, this race isn't very long, but he just got put in 3 wide as Pacey Wygant. What a move.
And Pacey Wygant, one of the 2 drivers who pretty much dominated this series last year. Him and Jonathan Parker seemed to be the battle for the win almost every week. And Wygant now looking to the inside of John Osborne, looking to take over that 3rd position, making the bottom work.
You guys saw that intro video. You saw Pacey Wygant. Oh, got into John Osborne.
He had to lift out a little bit to keep out of Osborne. That's allow Osborne to clear. And here comes Donnie Kite looking for that 4th spot on the outside.
The one battle that comes to mind the most between Wygant and Parker was the Richmond battle. And, you know, it really wasn't much of a battle on track, but just it was whether or not Parker was going to have enough fuel, and if Wygant could get there, if he didn't. And the answer was no to both. Parker won. You saw that intro video. I mean, it was so close.
I mean, I was in the booth for that one. I'm glad I was the one race I was in the booth for, because I love fuel mileage and I love strategy. So it's a really fun race. John Osborne now looking under Kyle Taub, looking for the 2nd spot. As 3 laps down, 20 to go, or 19 to go. I've been doing math all week. It's not working right now.
John Osborne getting up to 2nd as mentioned. See if he can close the gap.
Zachary Meredith, Taub and Osborne were battling on lap 1, and Osborne got out to about a half second, Meredith got out to about a half-second lead, and he's kind of maintained that lead. I'm kind of surprised. A lot of times you'll see the draft start bringing cars back into play here at Michigan. I mean, it's not as substantial in these next-gen cars as it is in the trucks. The trucks is pretty much runs like a plate track. But and now you're seeing Donnie Kite looking maybe to try to make a move on Kyle Taub, but he's got to be careful. Pacey Wygant lurking right there as well. And you're kind of seeing the preferred groove right now is that middle groove through the corners, although Donnie Kite going to make it work on the bottom and clear Kyle Taub, but I don't think he's going to have a hole to get back into. As Osborne moves down the track, Wygant going to give a bump to the back of Taub. They're still side by side for the 3rd spot.
This is intense battling here.
Yeah, all 4 of those drivers have been under a blanket this entire race. Donnie Kite looking to the inside of Osborne, maybe thinking about trying to take the 2nd spot.
He's side drafting him a little bit.
Yeah, and he's going to try to slide up under him. Pacey Wygant going to do the same to Kyle Taub. Kite able to clear, take the 2nd spot away. Wygent was not quite able to clear Kyle Taub. They're still side by side for the 4th spot. And what we're seeing, that top line really kind of dominant line, but you can drive it in hard on the bottom and then slide up in front of somebody, take the nose, air off their nose, make them have to kind of pedal it on exit. Wygent still not quite able to clear Kyle Taub for the 4th spot. And that's going to bring possibly Nathan Lehman and Dylan Chappelle into this.
Yeah, this is a track where the outside line gets so much momentum.
Yeah, I know. I know in the trucks here, I've gone back to front just by working that top line. You can really get such a big run, and a lot of times people are really having to check up on the straightaways too here. So one of the key, it's a momentum track, 100%. You got to just maintain your momentum at all times. If you have to check up at all, you're just gonna plummet down the order. They seem to have worked it out for now in single file order, although Wygent still looking to the bottom. Maybe looking to try to make a move on John Osborne for the 3rd position.
Wygent wants to make some noise. You know, one interesting thing is we mentioned how there are points on line for these dual races. Wygent, you know, I think he would love to use this opportunity and get a jump start on Jonathan Parker. Of course, Parker's going to start outside front row for Duel 2, whereas Wygent has not had that luxury, kind of working through traffic right now, but up to 3rd and closing in on Kite and Meredith. That lead Meredith had, it's dwindled down. It was half a second, now it's under 2/10. Donald Kite, he's up against the wall, not quite the Kyle Larson line, but he is really close up there. As Mason Wygent got to his inside for a moment there. Kite gonna keep trying to run that higher line. Wygent looking to the inside. They're gonna be side by side. I think Kite might have an advantage here. Well, Meredith actually gonna go down. Kind of giving Wygent the draft. And Wygent's going to get around Kite. Let's put Pacey Wygent P2. And Wygent trying to get underneath Zachary Meredith. Not going to be able to that time. And look at Hunter Peach. B5 for Peach. He was just under Kyle Tubb a moment ago. Peach is making up some ground. Peach really good at speedways. He's had a lot of success. Auto Club. He can make some noise here. As once again, Wygent looking underneath Meredith. This bringing Donald Kite right back into the picture. He's going to go low. They're going to be 3 wide. Donald Kite on the bottom. Pacey Wygent middle. Zachary Meredith running up top. Kite drives it in deep. He's bottoming out just a little bit. Still 3 wide. Nobody's going to clear anybody else. Wygent still stuck in the middle. Kite, he fades back. Tucks behind Meredith. Kite's going to use that high line. Casey Wygen might have just what he needs as he's going to slide up in front of Meredith. New leader at Michigan, it's Casey Wygen with 8 laps to go now. And Donald Kite still not out of it. He is right back up to the back bumper of Wygen. Oh, there's contact between Meredith and Wygen. Wygen slides. He catches it. Kite looks low. Tubb is all over the back bumper of Wygen, pushing him down the straightaway, and Nathan Lehman also right there with Kyle Tubbs. Casey Wygen looking underneath Meredith once again. And these guys are all grouped together first through 8 under a blanket. Anybody still can win this race as Wygen clear of Meredith for the lead. They are 3 wide of the background. Donnie Kite, Dylan Chappelle, John Osborne. Oh man, it is real tight back there. Still 3 wide, there's gonna be a spin! The 99 goes around Dylan Chappelle. He's going to be in the grass. We're still green. Oh, man. He was P7 when that happened. He's going, we're not going to see a caution. Spacey Wygen still leading this race. Kyle Tubb. What a moment there. Tubb gonna drive up to Pacey Wygen. Can Tubb do anything? He's gonna look high. We got 5 laps to go in duel number 1 here at Michigan.
Yeah, it's been hot and heavy this whole time. I think my mic might have went out, which explains a lot of why my comments weren't being heard. But crazy racing up at the front of the field right now.
Oh, man.
Oh, Peach got the wall.
Nathan Lehman all over the side of Pacey Wygen. Kyle Tubbs right there to try to capitalize.
And meanwhile, Nathan Lehman is going to get by Kyle Tubbs. He's up to the 2nd spot, and he's right on Pacey Wygen. Wygen going to break the draft. I don't like breaking the draft here. I think it actually slows you down, swerving down and back up the track. I think maintaining that constant line is the better option. Make the other car make the move on you.
Oh, Peach and Osborne leaning on each other a little bit back. Caution.
They had
Yeah, it's Janey around.
Cheney and Holt got together. They were battling for, I believe, the 9th or 10th spot. For the 9th spot, and Holt got loose and then overcorrected up the track and just cleaned both of them out. Big conic for the 54 Braden Holt. That might end his night. And I believe we're going to have a green-white checkered.
Who was it? It just squeaked by.
That would have been the 84 of Giovanni Klein.
Oh, man. That probably...
Both him and Michael Morgan doing a nice job sliding through that wreck. And now it's going to be interesting. Do you come to pit road?
Probably.
I believe we have green-white checkers here. Yeah, 3 green-white checkers max. And everybody appears will come down pit road here for a fresh set of tires. And you just want to make sure you don't speed here.
Well, this is the worst time to speed.
And just a note, there is no choose cone this season in the NAOR Di9 Designs NAOR series. So wherever you come on pit road will be where you're restarting.
Any two tire takers? Doesn't look like it. Race off pit road, Pacey Wygent, Nathan Lehman, Kyle Tubb, Hunter Peach, John Osborne, Zachary Meredith, Donnie Kite. That's going to be Dylan Chappelle, Michael Morgan. Well, you know, I mean, a saying came into my mind earlier, and there's not a lot of things that Danica Patrick said or did that were very smart. One of the things that she did say that I think was a great quote was that nothing is guaranteed in racing. That's why you race these things out. If something was guaranteed, what would be the point of racing? And I mean, we've got these curveballs here. Pacey Wygent, he's one of the fastest drivers last season. We figured he'd be up front competing for this race win, but right here, it's gonna be a green-white checkered. All this could go away.
Being completely honest, if I want to be a little biased, I got to go for Nathan Lehman here. He's had a lot of good battles with towards the end of last season in the Amsoil Truck Series. Always raced me with respect. I had a lot of fun racing him, so I would love to see him be able to get it done. He really was doing a great job climbing through the field, and he was about to have a chance at getting by Pacey Wygent when the caution came out.
And a little bit of a plug here. I've been having fun with announcing PBR drivers for next season. I've not announced this one, but Nathan Lehman is racing on a part-time basis in the Amsoil Truck Series, which, by the way, tomorrow is the season opener. You can catch that right here on JCTV. Nathan Lehman is PBR driver.
To be fair, that doesn't mean a lot considering the fact that I believe 90% of the league is on one of three teams. There's 3 mega teams in the Amsoil Truck Series. My team, Brian C. Smith's team, technically, SBLD Racing,
Radius,
Cam's team, Radius Racing, and Josh's team of Piston Broke Racing.
Everybody else just kind of there.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I'm trying to sign even more to SBLD Racing, so
Pace car is in. I'm not surprised.
we should just have a draft for the rest of the drivers.
Inside the restart zone, green flag in the air. Lehman got caught sleeping.
Yeah, great restart for Pacey Wygent. And Kyle Tubb able to clear for the second spot. Oh, they're all over each other back there. Wygent once again breaking that draft. As I said earlier, I don't think breaking the draft's the right move. As you see how much they're going to still pull up. 3 wide, John Osborne working the bottom of the track. He might get all the way up to the 3rd spot.
White flag,
he's going to fall back. Yeah, Kyle Tubb right on the 00 of Pacey Wygent as they head towards turn 1 for the final time.
Tubb entered higher. They're going to be in the same lane through 1 and 2. Look at Lehman underneath Kyle Tubb. But these guys side by side, Wygent might have an advantage here. Lehman going to drive it in deep. He's going to get side by side with Pacey Wygent. A little bit of contact. Meredith, Tubb goes around. Big stack up. Side by side for the race lead, though, between Lehman and Wygent. Who's it going to be? Wygent at the line.
Lehman did a great job through 3 and 4 to give himself a chance there, but wasn't quite able to maintain it on the straightaway. That run off the high side enough to get it done for Pacey Wygent as multiple cars wrecked behind them. So Pacey Wygent, your winner here in duel number 1, as he's going to do a little donut on the back stretch.
Wygant, Lehman, Peach, Meredith, Kite, Osborne, Chappelle, Morgan, Cheney, Tubb, and the results disappeared.
So just to give you the full lineup, because I'm sure it won't work on your end, Wygant, Lehman, Hunter Peach, Zachary Meredith, Donnie Kite, John Osborne, Dylan Chappelle, Michael Morgan, Kenneth Cheney, Kyle Taub goes from 2nd to 10th on the last lap in that accident. Giovanni Klein 11th, and he finishes a lap down. Braden Holt 12th, 4 laps down after getting eliminated in that late race accident. And I don't know, I believe it's up to you, Josh. I don't know if we have time to catch up with the winner before we start Duel 2 or not.
I wouldn't count on it. We've got 15 seconds till these guys got to start rolling, and then just 1 lap for the.
What I will suggest is that if we get a caution, we will catch up with Casey Wygant.
Yeah, if we get a caution. If not, we'll talk to Wygant after Duel 2. We'll catch both winners of the duels. Kind of the way that I've done it. We've had other duels before. So Andrew Chapman, Jonathan Parker, Noah Blackwell, Josh Arnold, Chase McGuire, Nick Kapiak, Justin Quimby, Jimmy Mensch, Cole Snyder, Jonathan Canfield, Mike Campbell, Hunter Sr. is starting lineup for Duel 2. 12 drivers once again for 22 laps. And just a reminder, Andrew Chapman, no matter where he finishes, he is locked into the outside. So we had Duel 1, which set the inside lineup. This is going to be Duel 2 for the outside lineup and where they will start. So everybody knows it's going to be behind Chapman. But go ahead, Brett.
We can only hope this duel is entertaining as Duel 1. I don't know if we're doing picks for this, but I will say I think Jonathan Parker is going to pull it. I think that battle between Parker and Wygant is going to start early tonight in the two with both of them in their respective duels. But a lot of fast drivers here. Let's see what happens. Josh Arnold, I think he's going to be a threat, especially if this race stays green. I've always been really impressed with Josh's ability to be to be super consistent and fast on long runs. So I think that's something else to look for as pace cars off. We're about to go green here in duel number 2.
The field is going to hit the restart zone. Green flag in the air, underway for duel number 2.
And a pretty even jump between Chapman and Parker. Chapman going to clear Jonathan Parker here in turns 1 and 2. Yep, he's going to pull up in front of him. Josh Arnold in 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Noah Blackwell and Nick Hapiak side by side for the 4th spot. You see Chapman actually running a little bit lower line than we saw a lot of people running that last race, kind of staying low. Parker's might have a chance to get to his outside. I don't think he's quite going to be able to get there on the front stretch. And actually, it will be side by side in turn 1.
Jonathan Parker rolling that outside line very well. He's going to clear. And Chapman.
Yeah. At the same time, Jimmy Minch looking under Noah Blackwell for the 5th position. Chapman, though, seems to like that bottom, and I will say, on the long run, a lot of times, running that bottom can pay off. But something to note, iRacing changed the oval tire model and track tension model over the off-season. This is all of iRacing, not just in these leagues. And the preferred line actually does tend to move around a little bit more, so just because you might see like the top be good early doesn't mean that's going to be that way throughout the race or throughout the night. And I think it's going to say that's really to look for, especially as we get into longer races like next week's event here in the NAOR Di9 Cup Series. Nick Hapiak has been able to get by Josh Arnold for the 3rd spot, meanwhile. It's Noah Blackwell going to look under Josh Arnold for the 4th spot.
Little blink there.
Oh, Hunter Sr. had a big moment off of a turn 2 there towards the back of the field. He was battling Jonathan Canfield for 9th. He got real loose. And you can see they're fanning out across all the lanes here. Every driver in the top 4 ran a little bit different line through 3 and 4 that time.
Kind of what I was talking about in qualifying, you know, the different lines. I mean, this track, it is so wide. You can get away with running any of these lanes.
Yeah, we'll be able to see how if Andrew Chapman's able to pull off that bottom. As you run in a lane, it will lay down more rubber, so I wouldn't be surprised if that top goes away quicker than the bottom. Usually the lane more people are running is going to be the lane that's going to click off first. As Chapman, big run to the inside, side by side with Jonathan Parker, and here comes Nick Hapiak.
Nick Hapiak right there getting the draft with Parker. I think Hapiak's going to have Chapman clear, if not very close. Back straight away. No, it's going to be sooner. Hapiak clear, P2.
Yeah, and that's where that bottom, if you don't make it work, you can really lose ground because before you know it, you're going to get passed by people behind you because they're going to have that momentum. But still, Chapman still trying to work that bottom lane. I think that bottom lane's a great lane to run when you're in traffic. You get clean air to the nose. That really helps the car turn. But up front, I think you want to be up top because I think that's actually the faster lane. The bottom lane works when you have the draft to help kind of pull you back towards the guy in front of you down the straightaways. Is Chapman still looking under Hapiak and not quite able to side draft him to stay with him there. But he's still going to stay there. Maybe looking to get back into the 2nd spot.
Chapman sliding up, not able to slide up as much as he wanted to there. He's going to tuck in between Hapiak and Blackwell. Chapman drives it deep underneath. Hapiak got a little loose there.
Yeah, but I think Chapman there is going to, it's Blackwell going to get by Hapiak for Chapman for the 3rd spot, and here comes Chase McGuire looking for 4th. That bond is not really working for Chapman right now, but that's the lane he's been running all race long, and he gets once again side by side with Noah Blackwell. I think if you want to make that bottom work, if you're Chapman, you got to be a lot more aggressive with the side draft on the straightaways.
So Brett, let me ask you something. You know, the great question in NASCAR is, what duel would you rather be in, the first or the second duel? You know, my thing is it's Daytona, so, you know, it really doesn't matter. It's kind of the one with the different amount of drivers. So, I guess not as stacked, but, you know, difference here is this is not Daytona. This is Michigan. And, so, you know, I want to ask you, would you rather be in Duel 1 or Duel 2 at a track like this?
It depends if there's D and Qs. If there's D and Qs, I want to, and I'm in a position where I might D and Q. I want to be in Duel number 2 so I know exactly how many cars I need to beat. If it's a race like, if I'm already in the field, I'd rather be in Duel 1, just get it out of the way and lock in my qualifying position. Plus, I'd rather start on the inside row of the so it's a little depends on the thing. It is. I wish we go back. One of my biggest criticisms of NASCAR's charter system is the fact that it's really eliminated a lot of the drama of the duels. Usually, maybe have 6 open cars for 4 spots. It used to be nobody was locked in technically, other than a few people on owners' points. And I think that I wish they'd go back to that, but unfortunately, probably never going to happen. As we right now potentially have a battle for the lead shaping up. Nick Hapiak's working that top lane on Jonathan Parker, and He's almost caught him. Noah Blackwell also right there. Then Chase McGuire and Josh Arnold a little bit further back in 4th and 5th. And Hapiak is running about a lane higher than Jonathan Parker right now, trying to kind of generate that run.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Hapiak's run right now. And my question is, even though this race is only 22 laps, we're halfway now, 11 down, 11 to go. Even though this race is 22 laps, short race, is running the high line going to hurt the tires on a longer run?
I don't think so. I mean, we'll see. Andrew Chapman actually has now moved up to that top line, so if that says anything, I think that bottom, if anything's gone away. On Nicholas Hapiak, though, he's a driver. I know I have not always seen eye to eye with him, but he's always quick. He's always very consistent. And he's a guy I think is going to be a dark horse this season as a little bit of a checkup there. I don't know if Hapiak got a little loose. Here comes Chapman. Chapman just got shot out of a cannon basically down the front stretch. He's able to clear Hapiak. Blackwell up to 2nd. Chapman up to 3rd. Chapman working the bottom. Blackwell going to cut him off. And I'm starting to think maybe some people were saving a little bit of tire because racing suddenly got very heated up towards the front of the field. Although, that said, if people are saving tire, I don't want to be in a tire-saving battle with Jonathan Parker.
Amen to that.
Yeah, Parker is... I don't know how he does it. He runs very fast while also having very clean tires every single race. I just don't understand it. I don't have that ability.
Chapman... Oh my, super close there.
Yeah, there just wasn't a gap between Blackwell and Hapiak from the slide into. He might have been able to clear Hapiak if that wasn't the case. Another driver I'd maybe look for as this race moves on, especially now at Tucson, where Josh Arnold's dropped back to 7th, but I usually think he's one of the better drivers you see on long runs on JCTV, so I'm trying to maybe he starts moving forward towards the end of this race. Chapman's still side by side of Blackwell though for the 2nd spot. And I was wrong to say the bottom lines went away. I think Chapman's starting to make that bottom line really work for him. Although there, he gets a little loose, bobbles, and he's going to aggressively slot in front of Nicholas Hapiak.
Chase McGuire, Cole Snyder, side by side, 5th.
Yeah, Josh Arnold and Jimmy Minch also right there. A bunch of drivers under a blanket right now.
The last race, there was a couple of groups for most of the run. This race, everybody is within 2.5 seconds of each other. Mike Campbell actually a little bit off pace compared to everybody else.
And that's something else about Michigan. It's especially about the next-gen cars. You do get an aero push when you're behind somebody, so I think that's one of the reasons you're seeing.
Oh, Parker, I think, caught the wall.
Yeah, Blackwell to the lead. And I don't know if Parker caught the wall. Blackwell just drove it in hard to the bottom and was able to clear Jonathan Parker. And actually, yeah, Parker did barely brush the wall. I don't think that hurt the car at all.
3 wide for
Parker now
place.
3 wide, and he is dropping back. He is the meat in the sandwich right now. And Jonathan Parker, after leading the first 17 laps of this race, in 1 lap has gone from 1st to 6th.
Is this
So
Daytona?
a couple people in the wall.
Yeah, Cole Snyder might have been one of them. He's in 3rd place.
Yeah, we haven't really seen anything from Cole Snyder in this race, and suddenly he's moved up into the picture. Josh Arnold going to be 3 wide with Chapman and Parker for the 4th spot right now.
4 to go. Bill Blackwell in the lead. Cole Snyder looking to try to make a move on Hapiak.
And I think Blackwell's doing the right thing, which is running that bottom lane. And Blackwell's really hooking up well on that bottom. He's actually kind of pulling away from Hapiak despite the draft. I think he's found something on that bottom lane. That's something I had mentioned earlier, the track changes and where you're going to be fastest throughout a run a lot more now in iRacing. So you're going to see people have to search around for grip. As here comes Jonathan Parker. He's back up to the 3rd spot, and he is trying to get back to that race lead. 3 laps to go this time by.
Man, I thought the intensity was on last race for the green-white checkered. Well, here we are. I mean, 3 laps to go here, and this race is still packed up. Parker.
Oh
my!
Big dive by Chapman.
Where did Chapman come from?
He just got a massive run in the draft, and he made it stick. Oh, he almost got loose, almost got the other Blackwell. 2 laps to go.
Jonathan Parker going to pull to the inside. They're going to be 3 wide for the race lead. Chapman.
Blackwell tried to turn into the corner, found Jonathan Parker in his way. Oh, Blackwell with a big bottle up the corner. They are 3 cars in it. Here comes Blackwell back to the bottom.
Side-by-side battle heading into 3. Oh, contact between Blackwell and Parker. Here comes Chapman. Chapman's going to drive all the way to the inside. White flag is waving one more time around. This is still anybody's race.
Chapman was able to clear that caught battle between Parker and Blackwell. Let Chapman get by both of them. Pole sitter hasn't led a lap today, but he's taking the lead here on the final lap.
Jonathan Parker on the outside. Noah Blackwell. Can Parker make one last push? He is going to clear P2. Parker looking inside of Chapman. I don't know if there's going to be enough. Blackwell into the wall. Parker actually with a huge run. Parker pulls it out. How in the world did he do it? Jonathan Parker, your race winner.
I'll have to go look at that, but I think Chapman may have had a bobble there and had to pedal it off the corner because Chapman seemed to be in a great spot. I don't know if Parker just found something or what, but it was not what I was expecting there at the end of that race.
It amazes me every single time Jonathan Parker is on track and how he does what he does. Jonathan Parker.
Chapman drove it.
Go ahead.
I just went back and looked at it. Chapman drove it in just a little too deep. Had to lift out of the throttle and brush the wall on the exit of the corner, and that's what let Jonathan Parker get through to win the race. What a battle, though.
So your finishing results, Jonathan Parker, Andrew Chapman, Noah Blackwell, Josh Arnold, Jonathan Canfield, Cole Snyder, Nick Kapiak, Jimmy Mensch, Chase McGuire, Hunter Senior.
Senior. It's senior.
It's been a very, very, very long week. I'm telling you. I was trying to say senior. We'll get it. I've had a really crappy week. But we're on iRacing now. I'm not making boxes
and the rest of your
now.
Field. Justin Quimby and Mike Campbell.
Yeah, Mike. Thank you for that.
By the way, quick shout out. How Jonathan? I don't know how Jonathan Canfield got a top 5 in that race.
I don't know either. When I said his name,
we hadn't talked about him all race, and I guess he came on at the end too. Just didn't quite have enough time, but great racing here tonight.
Oh man, that was incredible. I think it's time we talk to our race winners. Maybe if we can find them.
Yeah, I got them.
You wanna take Duel 1 winner? Take Duel 2? Oh, they're gridding up for a little 3-lap race. It doesn't mean anything here.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. But yeah, I'll grab our Duel 1 winner here.
Just go ahead and have some fun here. That's all. I don't blame them. I would too.
Hey Pacey, congrats on the win in Duel 1. were able to get it done, battling to the line door to door with Nathan Lehman. How were you able to hold him off there at the end of that duel?
It was just high side momentum. This track's really big on the momentum game, so that's all it was. This momentum.
And we saw throughout that duel lots of battling up front, and that, as you mentioned, the momentum coming into play. With that, how were you able to reset and keep that lead on the green-white checkered, that late race caution that kind of reset everything? How were you able to keep your focus on that restart to hold on for that race win?
It was just about getting a good restart, and then just watching where people are running, seeing where I need to block, all that. But I never really had to block too much. Lehman had that late charge, and at that point it was just keep my foot in it. So there was really no focus up or anything like that. It was just let's run, let's drive.
And on that, already started last season, this season where we kind of left off last year. You and Jonathan Parker at the top of the points, both y'all winning your respective duels. Looking forward this year, you'll start third next weekend. Did you learn anything here that you can really carry into next week? And then also just how are you going to look to carry that momentum into the rest of the season here as we get going with the Di9 Designs and NAOR Cup Series?
Well, I'm going to try to... I learned how to save tire tonight, so that's pretty good. The inside is valid, so we can do that. And as for the rest of the season, it's just about having fun. I'm not here to race for points or anything. I'm just here to have fun. That's the way it was last season. I found myself in a points position, so...
And that's the right way to look at it in general, I would say. Anybody you'd like to shout out, thank, and then I'll let you get to your this quick little feature race.
I'd like to shout out my fiance. She's at work right now. She's always watching. My daughter, she was able to stay up and watch the broadcast. The paint job, I've got Byron P&D on here. He's always a good teammate and great car designer. I think that about does it. Well, you guys up in the booth and yeah, J-Pa and Nick Kapiak for putting all this on.
And once again, congrats on the victory. That was our Duel 1 winner, Pacey Wygent.
Real quick, before you move him. Pacey, can you do me a favor?
Yeah, what's up?
Tell Jonathan. Oh, there's a record back. Tell Jonathan Parker to hop in VC so I can interview him.
Okay.
Congrats on your duel.
Parker, I was told to have you jump in VC so that you can get an interview. You might have to wait until after this.
That's alright.
Hop in VC to get an interview. Deadpool. He said he'd do it when he could.
Alrighty. Well, congrats on the Duel 1 win, and he's gone. That's alright.
My bad.
No, you're fine. We're going to take a look back at that accident, and just, once again, reminder, this doesn't really matter. This race does not matter at all. This is all just fun. A little bonus coverage for what we might see next week. Yeah, some sliding back here. It was Giovanni Klein getting into Dylan Chappelle there. Oh, goodness! That had to hurt. Anyway, we've got Jonathan Parker.
Yeah, and I believe you'll catch up with him.
Yeah. Yes, I will. Hey there, Jonathan Parker. Not in victory lane yet, but I mean, just first of all, what a duel you had. I mean, you dominated it, got shuffled back, and somehow found yourself right back in the lead. I mean,
That was crazy.
I joke around all the time talking about how you're always in a different zip code and whatnot. Not the case tonight, but I'm just gonna ask you this: are you an alien? I mean, what is the secret? What is the Jonathan Parker secret?
Well, every race is a little different. So that one, I got to thank NASCAR Heat 5 because that's all, you know how drafty that is. These cars have so much drag that they punch a big hole in the air. I bet if you cut off the draft, that would have been a whole different race with the way the tires heat up and how you have to manage them. But yeah, when you're in the lead, you just kind of burn right rear really, really hard. And that's what happened to me a little bit. The boys were able to get underneath me and shuffle me back. I thought it was done because being at about 4th, 5th, it's really hard. But I just tried to pick them off one by one. And I had a shot going into 3, and my talent usually does it's half there. Usually I'm over ambitious, but I made it stick, and Andrew got in the wall a little bit, and that's all I needed. It was I'm gonna look back at that. That was a hell of a lot of fun.
All right, so we talked with Pacey, and I thought it was kind of interesting. I mentioned earlier that if Pacey could win, points being on the line tonight, he might get a head start over you, depending on how Duel 2 went. He said, he doesn't look at this as points racing. He's all here to have fun. You, on the other hand, you have almost as many championships as Jimmy Johnson. So, you guys will start off with the same amount of points, tied with the dual wins. Was there anything going through your mind at all, just watching Duel 1, try to match him, being that, at least last season he was the biggest competitor. Of course, lots of changes this season compared to last season, but he was still the biggest competitor last season.
Yeah, that's all I really cared about, believe it or not, was the points, because I know with the way these A cars are, you can move through the field pretty good. So I kind of looked at it almost like an all-star race, where I was going for the win or nothing else. That's why I was at least tried to be really aggressive, and it really paid off. So yeah, he might have been here to have fun. I was here to get points and points only. That's all I really cared about.
All right, well, before I let you go, who do you have to thank? Give a shout out to.
I'd like to thank all the admins for letting me race here and put on a good show. That single car qualifying, we had some kinks to iron out, but that's going to be a lot of fun. Boy, did I screw up my lap in Singapore. I should have pole. Like, I was lifting from center off because I just plowed so bad. I just took the wrong line. And half of that is because, the way the track, evolves throughout the session. It's a lot like real life. It's not like, the normal qualifying that we do where everybody's got the same track state and everything. It's not like that. So I really wanted to go out first, and instead I go out last. But that's part of the challenge, and I love it. So thank them for that. And I'd like to thank you guys up here. I'm sure you and Brett had a fun time commentating that. Those are exciting races. Everybody out here putting on a pretty clean show tonight. I appreciated that, and just all the hard work that goes into putting these leagues going on. And I'd like to thank this JBM2 team I drive for, and I have a lot of fun blabbing with them and figuring out this sim. I did say sim, Josh, by the way. I didn't say game. Yeah, it's never ending. It doesn't matter how experienced you are, how many years you have on this game. The top guys, even like Michael Conti's still learning. So if he's still learning, I have no reason to not be learning. So
you had bonus points from calling it a sim, and then you called it a game. So I take those bonus points back.
It's a game. It's a game. Sue me.
I agree with you.
It's a simulation game. It's a simulation game.
I agree with you, but your boss doesn't like it.
I know what my boss thinks here.
Yeah, he's my boss too. I should be good. By the way, I should be good to go tomorrow night. I kind of forgot to tell you, Josh. I might as well tell you now. Yeah, I should be good to go to commentate tomorrow night. That should be a lot of fun. In the pits news. Is that at 8 o'clock? I don't even know the time. I'm bad
Well,
with that.
Amsoil, by the way.
Amsoil.
I've called it in the pits news several times, as well. So you're good. But
Yeah, I for as long as I know, and with everyone associated with it, all I know is in the pits news. But yes, it's Amsoil Truck Series Season 5. I'm excited to see who's gonna be crowned a champion there. But I will be there. So shout out to everybody at JCTV and everybody there too. Those are my last shout outs.
All right. Congrats on the dual win, and we'll see you next week on track, right here in the Di9 Designs NAOR series. Looking to start the season off with a bang.
Yep, try for 5, baby.
All right, that was Jonathan Johnson. I'm sorry, Jonathan Parker. And lastly, I'm going to bring somebody else up for an interview. Hey, Josh, you got a copy?
I do.
All right. Well, I'm sure you weren't expecting an interview, but I just kind of, want to talk to you. This is, the dual races kicks off a lot of learning curves tonight, some different things, lots of changes as well this season from last season. So tell us, looking forward, how much you're looking forward to this and kicking off another season of the Di9 Designs NAOR series.
Yeah, it's been a few months since Parker drove home with that, his first championship in the league. Just really, every season try to bring a little something new. And so this is the first time we're in the next gen car. We have a lot of new tracks that we go to. Single car qualifying is here for this season, which I swear will get better as we go. Those duels kind of messed us up with the lobby situation. But, new point system. The chase is returning where 8 drivers will make it to the championship, and we'll have a 4-race playoff between those 8 drivers, just strictly by points. There's no win and in. It's just strictly by top 8 in regular season points make it. So, you don't always have to win the race, but if you finish 2nd, 3rd, 4th every week, you have a very good shot at making the playoffs and then having a chance to walk away with money. One of the main things is the charter system, just like NASCAR. But this season, drivers paid in. We have sponsorship money to give out to drivers postseason based on where they finish. Like tonight, there was four spots that received money in their bucket for the 2 front runners and then the dual winners. So they paid cash to do this, so they're going to have a chance to get money back. So there's already, I believe, 4 drivers with money in their bucket after tonight. There's points on the line for the top 10 tonight. So a lot of different things, little preseason action going on, and the top 8 in the playoffs are really going to make the most money when it comes to that. Also, top 10 in one of our crown jewel races, which Michigan is a crown jewel race. So the top 10 next Friday will, put money in their bucket for the end of the season. So a lot of different changes, but a few things stay the same. We got JCTV here almost every Friday night from here till the summer, really. So we're excited to get rolling again.
I'm telling you, I'm really excited for this season to get underway. It has been a long off season, and we're back. I'm excited so much for this.
Yeah, the next gen car is going to provide a little bit, some good racing. You've seen us here on JCTV in the Gen 6 car and the Xfinity car. Both of those are great cars. And we're gonna put them in a tank and lower the horsepower a little bit and see how much pack racing we can do the rest of the season.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in here and giving us a little bit of insight what we're gonna see this season.
Thank you as always, and thanks everybody for tuning in.
And that is league owner Josh Arnold. So he was talking about the schedule, new tracks, Crown Jewels. Here is the schedule, and the races in blue are the Crown Jewels. It's going to be Michigan, Daytona, Pocono, and Talladega. Throwback race is going to be at Rockingham, which is going to be in the Chase, and all the tracks in green are new to the Di9 Designs NAOR series. On iRacing, starting with Chicagoland, be the second race in the season. Daytona Road Course, Coda, Milwaukee, and Bristol Dirt. And I'm telling you, I'm really excited for Bristol Dirt. Not only is it a new track for these guys on iRacing, it's also going to be the first time ever in the entire history of the Di9 Designs NAOR series that they will be on dirt. Now you see on the graphic there, it says Season 4. This is the 4th season on iRacing. But this is nowhere near being Season 4. There's so much history with these guys, going all the way back to, as far as I know, NASCAR 15. Might have been even sooner than that, but I know of these guys from NASCAR 15, then onto the Heat games, and now onto iRacing. So, ton of history here, and it'd be the first time ever being on the dirt. So, I was about to throw it to Brett, but guess I'm gonna have to stall a little bit more. But I'm looking forward to what we've got this season. It's gonna be a good one. I feel like, I mean, you know, again, nothing is guaranteed in racing. We've got, you know, the alien, Jonathan Parker, trying to go back to back with his championships here in the Di9 Designs NAOR series, and you know, just a ton of talent here. Nothing is guaranteed. This, you know, I would not write Jonathan Parker as a champion because anything can happen, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see how this season plays out. So big shout out to everybody who makes this happen, all the admins, drivers, fans watching at home. I have so much fun doing this. I'm looking forward to 2024. We've got a ton of racing this year. We're going to have racing Monday through Saturday at points this year, when all the rest of the seasons or the series kick back to racing. January is a stacked month. All the leagues that we have, except Slide Job, will be starting back up in January. Slide Job will be starting back up. It's penciled in for February, but they don't have an exact start date yet. So it'll be soon, and I'm looking forward to what this year has in store. Thank you all for tuning in, as always. And big thanks to Brett Bennett for being here, all he does with us on JCTV. And once again, huge shout out to Cameron Caldwell and C2 Graphics for the amazing new broadcast package. Ticker, all the graphics on screen. I didn't show a lot tonight just because of the circumstances of the Duels, way iRacing works with all that. but we'll get it figured out, and it'll only be better. And Brett's back, so before I sign off, Brett, any final words?
Tune in tomorrow night and see. I'm thinking I'm going to win tomorrow night, but then again, I also usually go into most races with that mindset. So we'll see what happens. Should be a lot of fun.
Any final words from tonight?
Yeah, tonight.
Tonight's races, yeah. Leading into next week.
Yeah. Hopefully we're going to see a lot more of the same thing next week here. It's a lot of fun here tonight. Two amazing duels, and looking forward to being here the rest of the season as the NAOR season gets underway. So hopefully they keep putting on shows like this, and we'll have another fun season here in the booth.
All right. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to it. I've already said that a million times, so we're gonna end it with that. But yeah, just thank you guys so much. So on behalf of Brett Bennett and our entire outstanding crew at JCTV, I'm Joshua Coppernell, signing off, saying so long, and we'll see you next time.
When it struggles to start, no, it won't turn over. But he was laughing when I signed the deal. The distance between point A and the end of the day, it feels like forever. Well, maybe I'm just asleep at the wheel, running on empty. Gas ain't cheap, can't change the tail light. There's something I can do for me. Oh, I'm fixing that day I wasn't played, and I'm bleeding the slate today. I'm fixing that day I wasn't played, and I'm seeing my way through the pain. I'm not mechanically inclined to know that I've got a flat while it drags to the shoulder. It's hard enough to keep my eyes on the road, and not sure if the gear's gonna hold. It's starting to smoke, but I can't pull over. Left foot on the gas and I'm almost home, running on empty. Caffeine draped, can't change the station, but there's something I can do for me. Oh, I'm fixing that day I wasn't played, and I'm cleaning the slate today. I'm fixing that day I wasn't played, and I'm seeing my way through the pain. I'll do it myself, don't need no one else. Sick and tired of always asking for help. I'm fixing that day I wasn't played, and I'm cleaning my soul of the rain. I'm fixing that day I wasn't played, and I'm cleaning the slate today.